And both will be in KL for the Commonwealth Games.
Ellis is out now. And this is a 19-18 score now for the Thunderbirds. And we're just under 5 out from half-time.
I was just thinking, Steve, if it stays so close, you perhaps shouldn't have worn yourself out in the gym because it might go to extra time.
Oh, I'm fine. Super fit.
Julie Fitzgerald wishing it was full time and that she knew she'd won.
She doesn't want this score at full time. They're trailing. Cox. Sutter pulls down another. Harvey to Hodge. Sutter with 4 rebounds now. Sanders the fake, finds Delaney, and good enough.
Delaney brings up number 12, Cassie Mogg, on 80% with 8 from 10. Jackie Delaney has lifted to 70%, and she's doing the majority of the shooting.
Thunderbirds, sorry, with a chance to break this open now, and they're up by 2 and with the possession.
I was just thinking with that last play to the circle, how strong their drive onto the circle edge was from Sanders and Hodge, and that really is a comforting thought for a shooter.
Ellis, having hit the deck, feels she's probably left some sweat behind. Last thing we want is someone slipping and being injured. Delaney kicks it out to 3. Cox. And Wag or Harvey having a dip. And a contact against Morgan.
Morgan is not having a happy match. I was even thinking the last play, when it was a Sutter throw-in, could very well have gone against Morgan for contact. Cox too wipes the floor just off screen.
Harvey, Sanders, Delaney on the fly. Stops. And shoots from the hip.
And that's the thing that's changed in the last few minutes. The Thunderbirds are revving up the flow of the game and enjoying some speed and pace. And again, the 3 fingers go up from Katrina Wag, just off the right of screen, signaling to her team 3 minutes until the break. Let's push.
Delaney checks the support. Williams runs that down. Gilmore.
It's not working for the Swifts as it is for the Thunderbirds. The Thunderbirds able to get a quick release of the ball happening and connect with another player. For the Swifts, it's being held up.
Chance for a 5-goal lead here. As Delaney gets her 15th from 21. She's firing. And when Delaney's hot, so are the Thunderbirds.
Steve, there's been no movement from the Swifts bench, so no clue as to whether Julie Fitzgerald is showing concern about Morgan's lack of opportunity in the circle.
Morgan sends Sutter sprawling and gets the goal. Well, Monica, I really think Delaney's form is pivotal to the Thunderbirds' outcome. She really lifts them with some of the goals she scores.
Yes, she does, Steve, and she's really come into her own in the last few minutes here in this second quarter. Mogg had the first quarter, and Delaney has really lifted that forward line for the Thunderbirds.
And she is again.
Great shot, number 16 for Jackie Delaney. And no doubt this will be a video that young Yasmin will watch in years to come.
Providing they win. Jackie might destroy all copies if they don't.
I was just thinking by the time Yasmin is grown, there'll probably be a new system to view it and she'll have to change the tapes over.
I see television's given you a healthy cynicism, Anne.
Yes. I just know of the ones that are gathering dust at my house.
You're not one of those poor lonely souls with a beta machine, are you?
Oh, look, let's get on with the game.
Harvey. Sanders. And Hodge. Minute to go, or under, in the second. 3 was the lead at quarter time for the Thunderbirds. They're sitting on 4 at the moment. Oh, neatly worked.
Well, patience from the Thunderbirds. They would not be denied that opportunity, and they were setting it up for Delaney all the time. Mogg and Hodge just working as the other 2 vertices on the triangle till they could find her.
Sounds an awful lot like geometry to me. A bit scary. Out comes Harvey. Sanders, Delaney. Inspirational stuff from the captain. She looks to get another. Ellis comes out. Straight back to the opposing captain.
Obstruction, though. Ellis will retake it. I'm just thinking we're going to have to strap Monica to that chair if Adelaide keeps going.
Williams. Don't think Sydney have got time here as Squire slows things down.
Morgan's got the hand up in the air, trying to get it straight into the circle.
And they don't get time. And the Adelaide crowd applaud that defence. And what is now a 5-goal lead. So they're building well. Thunderbirds 25, Swifts 20. Well, the stats don't tell us a lot. A lot of them are pretty even. I think if you just go towards the bottom, attempts and score, you see that Thunderbirds have had 5 more attempts, and that is what they lead it by. So just a little bit more possession, and they're making the most of it. Well, Monica Krafcek, it's there for the Thunderbirds to win, isn't it? 5 in front at half-time.
Defensively, the Thunderbirds are doing very well, Stephen, and I think Squire has performed admirably against Katrina Wagg. Sutter, again, inspirational. Harvey has created so many opportunities for the Thunderbirds forward line, and Purser, I think, would be absolutely dying to get on, but Mogg and Delaney are doing very well for the Thunderbirds. So all credit to Liz Ellis and Williams. They really are making it hard for Delaney and for Mogg.
Thanks, Monica. We'll begin the second half. Sanders with a smile with the first centre pass. Hodge back to the centre. And Mogg. Sanders finds Delaney.
Just looking at the stats for the first half, the Thunderbirds 8 from 10 through Cassie Mogg at 80%. Delaney has lifted from 57 from memory earlier in the match to 75 at 18 from 24 for the Swifts. Jo Morgan down. She was 92% last week. She's 14 from 19 at 73% this week. And Catherine Cox at 66%. So they'd like to see the accuracy nudged up across the second half of this match.
Thunderbirds 13-10 the first quarter, 12-10 the second. So building to a 5-goal lead. Mogg. And Mogg, 21 years old. Delaney, 23. Hodge, 20. That front three, very young. But some cool heads on those shoulders. Wagg put under pressure by that pass from Cox. Harvey. Squire. I think it's been well publicised the last couple of weeks that if the Thunderbirds can add another trophy to the Adelaide Sports Cabinet, what a city they'll feel. Proud of their 2 basketball teams and their AFL side. I think they're the capital of Australia when it comes to sport, especially winter sports.
I'm sure if they win tonight, that will be declared by tomorrow morning, sometime during the night.
Sanders.
Oh, Mogg puts on a great reverse roll on the baseline and takes Ellis with her. That's how well they're operating. The Swift defenders can't afford to focus on one or the other. Both are strong options in goals. And that's how you want your circle operating. I commented during the week that the team that wins this one will be a team that puts out 2 shooters, both of whom can take responsibility and be accurate under the pressure.
Well, that ball from Cox was neither for Morgan nor Miller. It was something in between. And in between was Adelaide. Delaney. Mogg. I'm sure that Adelaide would have been reminded by Margango that it was the 3rd quarter in the grand final last year that lost it for them. They lost it 16-7 to Phoenix, who went on to win the grand final quite well, 58-48. Full 15-minute effort here required, and Harvey will be on their case, I'm sure. Morgan pulls it back to a difference of 6.
High ball from Miller to Morgan. Harvey will draw the contact.
Squire hits the deck. Delaney.
Obstruction, wing attack.
Hodge. Oh, nice roll. She's done that move more than once, and Ellis didn't tag it, but gets the intercept.
Must have been on her mind that she's been beaten by the move a couple of times, and she thought, okay, I'll go the next line of defence over the shot.
Harvey protesting the call, but really had no case. Gilmore.
I hate to put pressure on Catherine Cox, but you have to consider that so much of the Swifts' win depends on how she rises to this crucial match. She can detract attention from Morgan and open spaces for herself. As tough an opponent as Kath Harvey is, it's a great test for Catherine Cox and a good one to come through.
She's 8 from 11 so far. And what was a 7-goal lead is back to 5.
Oh, Mog, another option again at the post.
Oh, that ball just had to be so right, and it was. She had her toes on the line and her fingers outstretched. But they're sticking. Oh, Morgan takes that out of the hands of Harvey. And you could feel the Harvey body hit the floor here.
Harvey in good position, but too close on Morgan to get a piece of that. And she did hit the deck, but she was up just as quick. Gee, she's covering some ground in this match. I've watched her several times swing from one side where she's marking Cox to the far side of the court to try and take an intercept from Wag.
4.5 gone in the third. 29-24 Adelaide.
Contact, wing defense. Contact, goal defense, pass or shot.
Contact against Williams, so Delaney goes for the walk.
That's the 9th penalty call against Williams so far in the match.
Goal defense, you'll still out of this one.
And both defenders out of play.
In fact, the penalty's starting to nudge out against the Swifts. They were pretty even across the board earlier on.
Wag. Sydney really have not been allowed to get a run on. They haven't at any stage and taken significant bites out of the lead.
No, an unnecessary battle over the ball then. Morgan less than gracious in the pull on the ball, and it's really a matter for Maureen Boyle to decide.
Pretty puerile stuff, really, that Sutter and Morgan occasionally get dragged into when they're on each other. Miller, Morgan now. Sutter, good timing. And Cox a clumsy challenge on Harvey.
Great positioning from Catherine Harvey then.
Delaney. Sanders.
Steve, we watched this from the Thunderbirds a couple of weeks ago. They had control of the game but started to mix it towards the end. They don't need to. They have this game at the moment. They just need to let their skills and composure run it along. Thank you, Jackie Delaney, number 22.
I guess they're concerned that they can't, bury the Swifts here. They're not going to go away as they keep it to 5 again. They'd like to win every quarter, the Thunderbirds, and Swifts are logically desperate not to let them.
Sanders and Hodge having the measure of the battle against Gilmore and Miller. They're feeding the circle beautifully for the Thunderbird shooters.
Oh.
And again, patience and options, the answer in the Thunderbirds attack.
Absolute air ball from Jackie Delaney will allow one. She's 22 from 30. Williams, Miller. Oh, Wag. Williams, Wag drives, and Squire right with her. Wag not being given the latitude that she had last weekend.
No, she's under really close marking from Peter Squire, and she doesn't enjoy the contest. It's quite physical. And again, as we mentioned earlier, Harvey really with the eyes up, watching the cross-court passes, and she's been doing her homework. She knows so much work for the Swifts comes through their skipper, Katrina Wag, and several times, as I said before, she's really made it her business to go across and contest that ball to the Swift skipper.
Morgan anchors the right foot over Sutter. And look out.
Joe Morgan with 19 goals at a success rate.
76%.
76? They're too quick for me. I have to fess up. There was a ball flying at my head. Okay, Cassie Mock, 71% success rate, 10 goals, 1 rebound, 3 penalties. Beecher.
Wag. Oh, Sutter was well positioned. It's got to come back, though.
Was not a good ball. Sutter was well positioned, but the ball was ambitious.
Morgan.
And, you know, Steve, as we mentioned that Harvey is making it her business to mark Wag and to move across the court to take her on, it raises the question that if she's doing that, Catherine Cox must be opening up. So the vision from the Swift shooters has got to raise a level to give the impression it's going to go to Wag, then plug the circle to Cox, use it to their advantage.
Williams temporarily with her head down, and the ball found Delaney, but she dished out to Hodge, where she clashed with Gilmore. It's all on. Mogg, thank you.
And Mogg just making it look oh so easy, is staying out of the physical stuff, working her moves at the back near the post. Has put up 11 from 15, and if she continues this way, will have a very big name to carry through season 99. The Mogmobile.
Yeah, it's only a short name. I take your point.
Yeah, if they win tonight, it'll be in lights.
Delaney. His name these days is a lot shorter than it used to be. It was a commentator's nightmare before she got married. Featherstone Hall.
No, it was the embroiderer's nightmare to get it on the uniform.
Sanders. Back out to 6, looking for 7 here, Adelaide. Oh, Williams hands all over her, and this has to be Mogg's ball. And the penalty count is, well, they've given away about 10 more.
Dangerous time for Sydney. Adelaide looking to have the goods.
Ellis. Gilmore. And as Sydney look at this 7-goal lead, 5 to go in the quarter. Monica, what are the key clashes for you? Who do you think's winning duels out there? Not hearing Monica just at the moment. Harvey, we'll come back to that.
Swifts are going to have to get their minds off misfortune and spoilt plays and umpiring decisions and keep the drive coming. You can see Ellis there wanting to get on with the job. Every time their minds go back to something that's been an error, they're losing ground. They've got to stay in because it's still within touch. Be positive.
Morgan. With Sutter out of play. And well short. Harvey runs that down. That was a tentative shot from Joe Morgan, really.
And a very poor follow through the hands. That was able to be taken as a rebound.
Mogg skirts around the front of Ellis. Catches her with her eyes down. Sanders awake to it too. They're doing a nice job up front. Miller. Oh, Cox outpaced Harvey for a change, but Harvey says, I'll have that. Rebounds fairly evenly shared. And we thought Swifts might win that category. Or even the speedy Sanders can't overhaul that one. The rebounds are 9-7 Thunderbirds' way. Gilmore. Wag. Close marking everywhere.
Okay.
Harvey picks up. 8 the lead. We'll try and get back to Monica. Monica, the key clashes on court for you. Who's winning?
Key clashes, I think, at the moment, Morgan and Cox up against Sutter and Harvey. And I've been quite interested in the duel between Peter Squire and Katrina Wag. I've been watching Squire just follow Wag absolutely everywhere and trying to cut her out of the game.
Mon, would you agree with me that Harvey's also paying close attention to Wag, but the Swifts aren't picking up on the fact that if she's having a go at Wag, Cox must be available?
That's right, yes. The focus too much perhaps is on cutting the vision down for Wag, and Cox is roaming quite a bit in the forward line, but they're not using her enough, Annie.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. And Mogg, by comparison, is being well utilised.
13 from 17 for Cassie Mogg. 2 minutes out from the third break. And they're breaking it open, I think, the Thunderbirds. Crunch time.
It's not the 13 goals for Cassie Mogg that's that impressive. It's the way she's blending with Delaney, opening spaces for her fellow shooter and just looking very comfortable in what is a very experienced field.
Well, the Swifts got it back to 4 at one stage in the third quarter, but now ominous at 9.
Offside call.
Delaney.
Sweet shot brings up the quarter century for Jackie Delaney.
Gilmore, Miller.
And Steve, I can't help glancing across to the Swifts bench, and I noticed that Nerida Stewart and Victoria Saywell are missing, so perhaps they will pull the reins for the final quarter to see what they can salvage.
Harvey or Ellis has a good go. Lickman Liz nearly landed in Thunderbird's bench. Hodge. Oh, Sanders stopped, went again.
It's lucky she's quick to change her mind and direction, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
that was down the throat of Katrina Wagg.
Could just about write that in as a turnover, but she still made up for what looked like a poor piece of judgment. Mogg. Sanders finds Delaney. You know, when she puts them through like that, makes you wonder how she ever let go of that air ball a while ago. Wagg. Now Cox is free.
A huge shot from Catherine Cox, just too much on it.
And Morgan was out of court. Don't think the Thunderbirds can get it down the other end to get away another shot, but they're going to have a good go. Ellis there to block it.
Ellis has been immaculate. She's been giving them plenty of opportunities. You can't fault her.
Well, the Thunderbirds have got this by the throat. They led by 3, then by 5, and they've doubled their half-time lead. And at the third break, Thunderbirds 15 minutes from the title as they lead at 39-29. Maureen Boyle just sorting out the changes, and I think someone found some blood on the uniform of Catherine Harvey that might be left over from the injury to Katrina Wagg, so there'll be a moment. And I guess we can talk you through the changes. Nerida Stewart is on, and Joe Morgan is off, so Stewart the new shooter for the Swifts. Saywell is the new centre. Miller's been benched. Ellis and Williams have swapped. So Ellis out to goal defence, Williams back. Joe Morgan will sit out the last 15 and hope that her teammates can pull a rabbit out of their hat. But 10 goals against the Thunderbirds is a lot to be giving away.
And just taking a look at the shooting stats. Cassie Mogg at 76%. Equal stats with her goal attack, Jackie Delaney. 13 for Mogg, 26 for Delaney. For the Swifts, Joe Morgan was 19 from 27 at 70%. And Catherine Cox at 62% with 10 from 16. So it's not the statistical picture the Swifts would have wanted for in the grand final, particularly given their accuracy last week. 92% for Morgan, 71 for Cox in the preliminary final.
Mogg works it to Sanders. And Ellis pulls down the rebound. Well, some changes made by Julie Fitzgerald. Monica, can they do the trick?
10 goals can be turned over, Steve, and I've seen it happen before, but I'm hoping that this margin will stay till the end of the game.
Where's your impartiality?
Impartiality? I've learnt that from you.
I think
Delaney.
It's pretty balanced. One born in Adelaide, one raised in Sydney. One an attacker, one a defender. You've got a balance. What are you whinging about?
Okay.
You can be Mr. Impartiality.
That's it. Yeah. Stewart through her hands, but it was off Sutter in the mind of Sharon Burge, so it stays with Sydney. Well, Adelaide have to lose this as they're in a prime position here. Cox. And they push in their 30th. I mean, really, they've done an outstanding job to restrict Sydney and to 30 goals in a little over 3 quarters.
Well, Sydney, at the end of the rounds, was the team leading on for and against. They have had the firepower and the ability to score goals better than any other team in the competition. So to restrict them is quite a task. Catherine Cox bouncing off Sarah Sutter then. But I think the Swifts have been unsettled tonight. I think Morgan never really came into her own. Such has been the pressure from Sutter and Harvey. They haven't been allowed to play the game that was so effective for them last week against the Phoenix.
Well, Morgan can have an imposing presence on the court, but it's never rattled Sarah Sutter. She relishes the opportunity of playing on Joe Morgan.
I think we mentioned it several times in the prelim final. Morgan was allowed to do that, and they were allowed to feed her so effectively because Melbourne persisted with a one-on-one. Young Anne Harrison jumping her heart out, but very difficult one-on-one to contain. What we're watching now is a combination between two defenders that can constantly shut the spaces down. Good protection in front of them. And it's that combined defensive plan that's working so well for the minor premiers.
Penalties. Well, Thunderbirds have caught up a little to the Swifts in that department. Only 4 more from the Swifts. And the intercepts nice and even. Turnovers not much in those either. But they've been a little more accurate, Delaney and Mogg. 54 shots to 46. So they've had 8 more shots and lead it by 9. Squire, Harvey, Delaney. What a luxury for Margangove not to have to make any changes. She was so sick she wasn't able to make training on Wednesday night. And she's got a lot of faith in Catherine Harvey, whom she's coached for so many years. I'm sure the training session was well run by her and by Pauline Edwards, assistant coach. Wag.
Oh, Harvey in a tough clash with her own teammate Sutter screams out in pain. And it's a knee, that left knee that she's holding. That perhaps isn't the injured part. Well, that's the end of the incident. Harvey and Sutter clashed just prior to that in trying to shut off the space.
There's a lot of concern here for the Thunderbirds captain. As soon as that happened, she goes for a bit of a walk on it. It's not right yet. As Jim Mack assesses the damage.
Let's take a look from another angle. And again, we just see her hit the deck, but she ran straight into Sutter, and it was a heavy clash. And she cried out in pain instantaneously. Takes a lot to stop her, as we've noted across the season. I think the only other worst injury we've seen was in the warm-up before the Sydney game. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Our viewers didn't have the benefit of seeing it, but I think we told them about it.
Cleaned up by Squire that day.
So now that
she's all right.
That'll be Squire and Sutter off the Christmas card list now.
And it's Adelaide's ball.
Adelaide hungry to push this margin out.
I think if a team has been to a grand final and lost, but makes the grand final the next year, they're just that little bit hungrier, having come so close.
I was about to say that moments before. The one thing they bring into this match is grand final experience, and that's very hard to manufacture if you've not been there. I know the Swifts will be disappointed if they end up losing this, but I think they'll also be delighted to be in this position, and they'll view it as a rehearsal for next season.
Sanders. 11 minutes to go, 10 the lead. Mustn't write them off too early. We've got a lot of respect for the composure of this Adelaide side. Delaney. Close to a roll out there.
Ellis's move to goal defence, a mark of respect for how well Delaney is playing and how much she's controlling in the attack line for the Thunderbirds.
We almost never see Ellis out at goal defence. Here she is.
Oh, and the Swifts forced to back play it to Ellis because the options just weren't there in the circle for them. And the Swifts able to disrupt it yet again through Sutter.
Stewart. Merida gets a second from 3.
Merida Stewart won't let the Swifts down. She's a very safe, sure player, a percentage player, good mover, great hands.
So the first quarter went to the Thunderbirds 13-10. The second 12-10, setting up that 25-20 lead, and then 14-9 in the third to allow them a 10-goal lead at three-quarter time. A title-winning lead, you would think. It's still 10.
What confuses me, Steve, about the switches made by Julie Fitzgerald is not moving Cox back to goal shooter and letting Stewart run the front so that Cox can use her stature back in the circle. They can use her as a target because they need to catch up quickly. They need to play catch-up netball, not run goal for goal with the Thunderbirds.
Here's Mogg. Everything going right for them. 14 from 19. It's not a huge total for her, but the work she's done and helping to set up Delaney, done enough to draw attention away from Delaney at times. Turnover though. Ellis. Saywell.
Cox shut out of the play. Squire and Harvey working to close off the space across the transverse line. That's been the story all night for poor Catherine Cox. A lot of attention played to keep her out of the picture.
Oh, brilliant. Just a touch from Sanders. She knew that was all that was needed. Not sure why that came back, but Sharon Burge felt it needed to. Harvey's got a knock on the other knee now. Mogg. Halfway through the last quarter. No cruising from Adelaide, no sitting on a lead. It's the same lead, but they're not really trying to protect it, are they, Anne? They're pressing ahead.
Yeah, there is a sense of urgency in the camp to go on with it. It hasn't been a mistake-free performance from them, but that's what grand finals are about. They're tough. And you earn your places and your spaces and you make your mistakes along the way.
Disconcerting noise from someone. I was hoping a grandstand
Sydney,
wasn't.
then.
Yeah, it was thunder noise. Sydney awash.
I think that might have been the Amy Adelaide Thunderbird cheer squad revving up.
Yeah, here they go.
Here comes the Thunder roll.
Julie Fitzgerald, I think she must realise it's just about gone. 9 the lead. They can get her back to 8 with 6.5 to go.
Oh, Harvey watching. And again, Harvey out contesting the fringe balls, leaves Cox available under the post. Sydney have got to utilise that more to their advantage. Draw it, then plug the free player.
Stewart. They need plenty of goals and quickly. And Stewart and Cox close in on each other. You know, the longer it takes the Swifts to score a goal, the harder it gets.
Number 14 for Catherine Cox at a success rate of 63%. 2 penalties against her, just the 1 rebound.
Sanders. Back out to Mogg. Hodge. And other teams would love the pace of Sanders and Hodge, wouldn't they?
Oh. Ellis picks off another one. And how hard must it be with that type of speed coming down onto the circle, ploughing down onto you?
And the penalty advance, but that's in the bleachers. Ellis not used to that kind of outlet, I suppose. It was a bad one from the vice-captain, and I think Delaney let her know about it too.
Yeah, I think there were words exchanged.
Cox. Harvey, filthy that went against her. 5 to go. And Cox. Well, just under 5 to go. 7 the lead. Is it impossible, Monica?
Not impossible. Right about the 8.5-minute mark, I noticed that a few of the Swifts players have dropped their shoulders, but they've got a bit of a hurt in their step there. You can see Wag really trying to put pressure on that ball as it's going down court, and Ellis is putting on pressure as well as far as the circle goes, covering Delaney the whole time, so they can do it.
Delaney. And Ellis with the help of Williams.
And here they go. Cox is a little more fired up now. I haven't seen Wag lose intensity at all throughout the game, but Cox seems to be on a mission of her own, and I think the angst we see from Catherine Harvey is testimony to how tough it is out there at the moment.
How many times has she hit the floor here? Plenty. She gets up every time. And Harvey's called for time.
Nerida Stewart picking up the crumbs and driving through Harvey, who'd set up the block.
Well, absolute hip and shoulder from Nerida Stewart driving through Harvey. But, nothing given by the umpires that saw it clearly enough, and were happy with what transpired. The alarm bells won't exactly be ringing, but 4 minutes to go and 6 the lead.
Ooh, it's doable.
Ooh, they're just making it interesting, aren't they? You've still got to favour the Thunderbirds heavily, as they have possession now. 4 minutes left, 43-37. Sydney desperate for a turnover. Wag bumps into Squire. Mogg. Will the Thunderbirds try to slow it down? Hodge. Delaney.
Oh, that was a great shot, and that shot hurts the Sydney Swifts.
Delaney encouraging the crowd to get behind their team.
Delaney's put up 30 of the Thunderbirds' 44 goals. And that's a good take from Cox,
who was helped into the post in the view of Sharon Burge by Kath Harvey, so she gets the penalty.
Cox goes up, good position, but a little assistance from Kath Harvey.
Williams pulled out of the challenge. Mogg turns. They need it and get it with a bit of help from the ring. Mogg sucks in the big ones as we got under 3 minutes left, and all players must be exhausted as Cox runs onto a beauty. And the scoring freeing up a little.
Yeah, the intensity is just coming off the Thunderbirds' backline, but I think they're confident in the scoring rate of their forwards.
Hodge. Thunderbirds only need goal for goal. 6 the lead. 2:20 to go.
Accidental trip. Accidental trip, yes.
Ellis stood out for an accidental trip. Doesn't like the call.
Mogg. Are they safe now? Cox, Wag, and Stewart. Sutter, desperate as ever. Harvey. Hodge. And through is the call from Maureen Boyle against Hodge. Cox. Gilmore. 46-39, 90 seconds to go. Stewart. A physical grand final. Cox. Let's go a beauty from the edge of the circle. It's coming a little late. Sydney protesting that the ball is getting back to the circle too slowly. Harvey releases a beauty for Mogg. They play it through Hodge to Delaney, and that will seal it surely. 47-40, and there's only a minute to go. No miracles for Sydney now. It's going to be Adelaide Thunderbirds who take this grand final. Ellis, it's written on the faces of the Sydney players. Sutter's taken one, and time will be blown while she's attended to by Jim Mack. I think she ran into the elbow of Catherine Cox. Didn't look to be too much deliberate there. But all the aches and pains will disappear in a minute or so. They're wanting to celebrate early, the Thunderbirds, but they've still got a minute to go. The crowd's going to set up a 60-second din here. They're very disappointed, Sydney. They've given it a good go, but Thunderbirds, warm favourites that they were, are running it home. Delaney, 32 from 45. for the ever so cool Jackie Delaney. Difficult to go past her for player of the match. Heads down from Sada. I don't know if she can even see the ball after that last knock. It doesn't matter. 48-42. Timekeeper will be out of his chair momentarily. Sanders, Hodge, Harvey. He's up. The crowd can see him. Delaney, Mogg. The miss doesn't matter. Gilmore. There it is. 48-42. National League champions, the Thunderbirds. Well, it's all yours, Adelaide. The AFL, the women's and men's basketball, and now you're home to the National League champions in netball. Led at every change. 13-10, 25-20, 39-29, and they win it by 6. A gallant last quarter from Sydney. They came at them. Angove and Harvey together for so long, so many seasons of netball. This is one of their finest achievements together. Harvey into the crowd, friends and boyfriend. Oh, she wanted this. The Adelaide captain. And they are the champions. And sheer joy on the faces of these players. Let's have a look at the stats for the match. The penalties, nothing in it in the end. 2 more intercepts for the Thunderbirds. Turnovers even. But 67 attempts to 61. And they won it by 6. So just those few more attempts resulting in the score that favours the Thunderbirds. And I'm sure that Katrina Wagg is a very disappointed captain when she talks to Monica.
Commiserations, Katrina. It really was a great game.
It was a very tough game right from the first whistle. I think we really put our heart into it tonight, but we just weren't good enough on the day.
You came within 3 first quarter, blew out again 5 half-time. That third quarter you had a bit of a run, but it just seemed to drop off halfway through the third.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was stamina or maybe we just didn't want it enough. I don't know, but we tried really hard and we fought back really well in the last quarter. I think we can be proud of that.
Marg Angove during the week for the Adelaide Thunderbirds focused on you as far as cutting you out of the game. Did you feel a lot of pressure here tonight?
Not more than any other game, Monica. No, I mean, it was just a really tough game. It was grand final. We had a couple of young heads on court. Maybe a few passes went astray that shouldn't have. But all I can say is that we've come a long way since 1997. I think we can be proud of that.
Positives are that you made the grand final. Good future for 99 then.
Sorry, I didn't hear a word you said.
Good luck for 99.
Oh, thank you very much, Monica.
Well, it's nice to see that. Nice to see she can smile. And Sharon Purser didn't get on court. I'm sure she's disappointed, but pleased for the team. And no one is more pleased than Catherine Harvey with Anne Sargent.
Thanks, Steve. Well, National League champions, how does it sound to you, Catherine Harvey?
Sounds great and feels fantastic. We've been working hard for this, and it's just a dream come true. I'm ecstatic.
I feel privileged to get the interview. I thought the crowd was going to sweep you up. Who got the first cuddle over there?
My boyfriend Corey did it, and my family. So, you know, the support here tonight was just magnificent, and probably in those last few minutes really got us home.
The crowd was superb, but really your performance on court, you must have put out what you wanted. You were effective in shutting down Morgan, so much so you removed her from the game.
Yeah, we were reasonably pleased with that effort, and, you know, a lot of people said our strength was the balance all over the court, and I think that certainly showed tonight. It was a great team effort.
There was a question mark for some people over young Cassie Mogg, whether she'd hold up under the pressure of this match, particularly against Liz Ellis. My goodness.
Outstanding performance. Cassie certainly exceeded my expectations, and to be steady in such an important game as tonight is a credit to her and a credit to the players around her.
Adelaide's on a bit of a roll in sport, Harbs. Are we going to be calling it Harbs City by tomorrow?
I don't care what you call it. I'm just going to enjoy it. And as I said, it's fantastic. The support we've had here tonight was just magnificent.
Congratulations, the COMMBANK Trophy.
Thanks. Sounds nice.
Well, the celebrations, I'm sure, to go long into the night for the new 1998 Commonwealth Bank Trophy winners. If you'd like to catch that match again, it's on at 5 o'clock tomorrow on the ABC. Our next netball will be the National Championships. Saturday, October the 10th will be a big day indeed as we bring you the 21 and under netball final, followed by the first game of the new National Basketball League season, and the open final of the Netball Nationals, followed by game 1 of the WNBL. A huge day for court sport on the ABC. The Netball Nationals, by the way, will be played here at Etzer Park in Adelaide. I'd like to thank my main partners in crime, fellow commentator Anne Sargent and senior producer Michael Hines, and all the ABC crews around Australia. Look forward to your company next time on ABC Sport. I'm Steve Rabilliard. Goodbye for now.